Yeah, guys, I was saying home from Solana Social OS. Thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you start us off by telling us a bit about Solana Social?
Basically, we're building a 3D virtual world built directly in Discord. We use the activity feature of Discord, where you can like launch a game or an application directly into Discord. What's great is it allow us to tap into like the whole Discord user base, a new market. Our app is not something people have to open tree links, download a launcher, and start playing. They just start the application straight from their community on Discord, and they arrive directly into a 3D world. Yeah. Our goal is to unify the Web3 environment, the all the Solana communities, give them access to every app they would love. Obviously, it's going to be um, prioritizing the demand, what our community want to see integrated, the key features like Jupiter Swap and marketplaces and everything. When we start like integrating Web3 dApps, and we're gonna have a token that's gonna be the pulse of the ecosystem. We're going to work with all the communities that are in need or want to have a new experience to offer to their users, basically. And yeah, that's a bit it in short. If you have any deeper questions you want, I'll take them gladly.
Awesome. So I see on your website a big part of like the theme or the mission seems to be like to create a real chain identity. Can you elaborate on that?
Basically, right now, your assets, your NFTs and everything are really poorly bringing any value to people. The whole idea of Web3 was to give agency to the user, to give them ownership and everything. And basically, the only way that you can leverage your asset is like your Twitter banner and your profile picture, where we would love to have user be able to showcase a bit what they have. We want when you're going to be in the world, let's say like you click on someone's profile, you're going to access his inventory and be able to see what he holds and everything. And it could like open conversations, create bonds. There's also a big part of on-chain identity is you have a wallet. You can use your wallet with every app, but we want to really turn wallet into profile. So have a custom name, um, access every app with the same wallet, building an history and a reputation and all that. So yeah, that's a bit the vision of creating on-chain profile. It's not just wallet anymore.
That's cool. Like I saw some like your characters being like on some of your screenshots on your website, and you're saying talking about like creating like value for your NFTs. So if I have an NFT, is it something where I bring that into the game, like that image?
It's gonna be that's the magic of it. It's gonna be in the game from the ground up. If you connect your wallet, if you create a new wallet and you would need to transfer the NFT to the new wallet. But yeah, basically everything you hold in that wallet on chain is gonna be part of your profile, your inventory, and your profile.
That's really cool because I have some like I have a Chad NFT, and shout out to them because I know they're a Toronto-based NFT club, and it'd be cool to put that on like have a real world version of that.
Yeah, definitely. We want it's on the roadmap. We're gonna work with communities that are interested to like have 3D models, and but that's gonna be at a later date. For now, like we're gonna use our mascot, the bean, and going forward, iteration one by one. Our plan is to work with communities and at some point have like a streamlined way to modelize PFP collections, and so a community could just join and generate their 3D models easily. It's going to take time. It's tech heavy, but that's really the vision, to have people be able to roam around as their PFP.
Awesome, good stuff. Now, you're talking about DAOs as well. How can we as Toronto DAO leverage you guys?
Well, uh, from the conversation we had, like I've been in Web3 for 8 years and I've worked on many DAOs. And one of the big challenge is encouraging your users to make educated choice. Most of them will just vote for the side that has the most votes. So if it's no, you're gonna have more no's just because people are gonna be incentivized psychologically, like by instinct. They're just gonna be, oh well, no is already winning. Like there's no point. I'll just vote no, or they're just gonna vote yes to country it. Sometimes people will even just vote the smaller vote just to go against the majority. And there's this old thing around voting where a majority of people in a community usually tend to vote just to vote. There's also um, getting people to vote, like the participation level in most DAOs is really low. I think Jupiter found a good way to incentivize monetarily people to vote, but then it falls back to the other problem I just named before. With our goal would be to, through iteration, like find a sweet spot where we can have DAOs that are really like proactive with people like actually voting to leverage their voice and their opinions. I think a big plus that's going to come in play is, let's say you have a proposal as Toronto DAO. You could make a meeting and in Solciety explain by voice the proposals and have people ask their questions. And if the person that hosts the meeting and explains the proposal has the good approach and is able to, it's going to be, everybody has a role to play when in a DAO. So for sure, it's not like, oh, you can talk, so it works. But the what we hope is that DAO leaders and DAO managers and the people that create the proposal are able, through a more human interaction, make people understand that they have a voice and it's worth to take the time to understand and genuinely vote. That's a bit where I think Toronto DAO could really make use if there's a governance system to of in virtual world DAO infrastructure. And also even not just on the governance. Another thing that I was thinking about is, let's say you want to make an event promoting Toronto art scene. Well, you could have people from around the world. Let's say you do an exposition in the real world or just virtual, the the art, and then we would collaborate on gaining visibility for the event. And yeah, there would be cross promotion to get more eyes on the artists and everything. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I think like DAOs and communities in general like could really use the society for.
Well, I mean, I can say like us, we do have a bare bones governance system. It's been a while since we've had a proposal, admittedly, but the reason is that we've had a problem with the lack of engagement. So, and we do not have reward financially for those that participate in DAO governance. We want people to participate because they care, which is a hard thing to do. So as me personally, somebody who's been working on this DAO for a while now, and I feel like Samir, who's listening in, could agree with this. Like something that would help increase governance would be just huge for something like this. So I really hope that that's something that you are able to build, and I will wait impatiently for it. Um, and I like the idea of like the art thing too. Um, I know like Futurist always has a great display of NFT artwork, and I'm kind of just imagining in my mind right now, uh, as well a virtual version of that, where we're all just on Discord, walking around and seeing all these different artwork collection, and maybe that's something we can do in the future because that sounds really cool. Also, sorry, I'm rambling, but I wanted to share my thoughts on that.
No, it's exactly why we're here, and we would love to. I think that's a bit the grand vision is to bring Discord to another level where like it's not just chat rooms and sections and thousands of servers. Uh,
I admit
Working with
I go
communities is
against
going to do that.
I go against the grain in the Web3 community. I do not like Discord. I haven't been on it in a
Well,
while.
you would be surprised, but in Web3 community, like everybody, not everybody, it's a bad word, but there's a big movement from Discord to Telegram because it's just more straightforward. But you will end up with the same situation where me, I've been here so long that my Telegram, I have thousands and thousands of chats. For example, if
Yeah, my
someone add me to a group and they don't send me the link to the group in DMs, I won't ever know that I'm in the group because like there's just too much noise.
yeah, I tell people my Telegram has AIDS. It's just like
Yeah.
it's such a mess. Like I do it for some Web3 stuff for like Toronto DAO stuff, but if I'm gonna talk to somebody personally, it's gonna be texting or WhatsApp because the odds of me missing it is just so high. And
Yeah,
that's
what
my
I do
fault.
is
That's
I
not
use the folders feature of Telegram and I put everybody that I have work or collaboration ties, I put them in that. So at least I know that folder. I need to look at everything that comes through that little tips.
so you mentioned the Newman token already. So why don't you go? Can you go more into detail about that?
Right now, it's not something that's gonna come out soon. We're really like we want to make it good. We don't want to rush it. It's basically gonna be the ecosystem pulse. So reward genuine actions. We really want to not just another play to earn token where people farm it just to farm it. We want to reward actual human interactions. We want to leverage it to incentivize a thriving ecosystem. One of the very interesting thing that we designed is seasonal ceremonies where we evaluate the health of the world and the project, and based on if the world is thriving or if the world needs to tidy a bit the economy and everything, we're gonna have parameters that we can adjust. Like let's say a bit less reward this month, a bit more reward this month. If we see that like an activity is really abused, we might make changes and push people toward other activities.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
Yeah, it's basically what it's gonna be. We're also like working around the idea that let's say we have features that are paid. If someone use the Newman token to pay, he's gonna pay cheaper than someone that let's say use his credit card or or Solana. It's gonna be have a little bit of loyalty kind of into it, loyalty points, plus the pulse of the ecosystem, like it's gonna be the money in society.
All right, good stuff. Can't wait to. I'm assuming stuff like the tokenomics and stuff is all something that you're kind of not ready to release yet.
Well, as you found them, so it's public, and that's like the core infrastructure to it. For sure, we might tweak it. Anyways, a project that's silting forever and says like this is the final structure usually struggle. Like you have to stay flexible, be able to pivot, be able to adjust. It's just the nature of technology, and so obviously that's the what you can find on the website is the core structure, the core concept, but it's gonna evolve. Sure, it's also gonna be the governance token of the ecosystem because we're gonna take a progressive decentralization approach. Probably at the beginning, the council that's gonna lead the seasonal ceremony is gonna be centralized. It's gonna be the team plus maybe a couple really knowledgeable members of the community. But over time, the hope is to decentralize it slowly and make sure that it's in good end. One thing I want to make sure is that the people that are leading that decentralization process are going to be knowledgeable people that don't just do it. Like it needs to be people that love society, love DAOs, love the concept of decentralization, and understand also that's the tough part. Decentralization and all that. It's kind of a lot of DAOs. The DAO end up pushing in a direction that's not healthy for the business side, and for sadly, like even if we would love to like build just to build, tech need revenues, tech need. It's a business. Like it's if we wanted to go become big and succeed and survive, you need revenues. You need to be strategic. So we're gonna take our time with the decentralized.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in the same boat, to be honest. You can't just come out of the gate decentralized. We are pretty central right now. I remember it wasn't really the first formal meeting of Toronto DAO, but we had like a video chat with like 20 people that were somewhat interested in doing Toronto in like the concept. And I would say that was pretty decentralized and everyone just talked over each other. It was just
Exactly.
a nightmare
That's a big part of it.
and nothing got done. And oh yeah, that was pure decentralized, and there'd be no way where
Yeah,
we'd be at.
I remember in the 2020, I designed the DAO for Les Collectionneurs NFT, which was a French art collector group. We had like I think 1.8 million in NFTs in our vault. And basically, when I released the design for the DAO and we actually activated, we passed like 1 month. We had a lot of people with great idea, but nobody wanted to lead their own idea. And I was like, well, if you have an idea, I'm happy to help you and find the resources and the people to help you put it in place. But it's your idea. You're gonna lead the initiatives, and nobody wanted to. And then it was somebody had an idea, then someone thought that it was just back and forth of talking, but no actions. So that's super hard. Yeah, it's part of big group. The bigger the group that's governing, the more noise, and then you need people that lead with conviction and are able to take the hard choice. Someone to keep everybody moving forward. I think if
Yeah,
yeah, if you're
yeah,
curious
like what?
about leading big groups and everything like it, right now, like the best example I found in Web3 in terms of leading big group that isn't a DAO. I mean, there's DAOs like Monkey DAO is doing super great, I think, and Jupiter is finding its secret sauce, even if apparently it's kind of chaotic and everything. There's a lot of unhappy people in there, but um, in the not DAO groups that move like as a community, Dogenal Dogs are the founder of Dogenal Dog is a great leader to look up to. He managed to make a community of 1,000 people all move in synchronicity through his way of talking, his way of behaving, his way of rewarding the people that produce result. And no, it's interesting for me. I've been following following and learning a lot from there in terms of leadership. It's not governance, it's leadership. But in any DAO, the, the the leadership factor is massive.
Oh yeah, that that definitely is the case, and I, as the case with all, I think the difficulty with Toronto DAO is there are some community DAOs out there, but none like the most successful one, City DAO, raised millions of dollars, and then they ended up giving it back or something like that because they just couldn't decide on what to do with it. So I often feel like at times I don't know what we're doing, at times we do. Of course, knowing what I know now, if we were to start a new City DAO like tomorrow, I feel like we would be going at a much faster pace because we know at least somewhat what to do. But yeah, it's always a learning curve. You can never know what you're doing from day one.
Yeah. So it's a tough one. The governance is one of my passion in Web3. Is the first when I learned about Bitcoin back in 2017. That's the first feature I thought about. I was like, why is elections are not on chain where votes are transparent and can't be cheated? But then you're like, oh, okay, this, oh, okay, this, okay, this. But yeah, overall, it's it's the grail. I think when we when we manage to leverage not necessarily the financial aspect, but the permanent ledger aspect and the public ledger aspect of blockchain into governance, will be at another level in democracy and everything. Like the ethical side is going to be empowered a lot.
Yeah, especially with what's going on lately, many people have been questioning the validity of the results for the American elections, and those I won't get into the politics side of that, but just to think that so many people think those election results aren't real, and that's arguably one of the most audited elections in the world. So if those aren't, if you don't think those are real, then maybe it's time we do something like on-chain voting for even general elections.
Exactly. It would be, and the worst part is the biggest challenge about it is people don't know how to use a wallet, and what happens if you lose access to your wallet or someone steal access to your wallet. So the infrastructure is not ready. The I guess the population need to be educated. The infrastructure needs to be easily auditable. Maybe the government every election submit a form and you tell them what wallet you're gonna use to vote. And I don't know. There's many ways to go about it. Also, I had an idea where the government would send you a seed phrase, basically, and that would be your seed phrase for that specific vote. Things like that. I don't know how it's gonna look. Would be
That's an interesting
definitely
something like that. And I'll tell him if you ever see a random a piece of paper with random words on it, let me know. And he's like, why? And I show him like an example. He's just like, I've never, but like, there's no way I'm gonna remember to find something like that. And he doesn't realize that there could be a lot of money behind those random numbers.
Oh, that's yeah. It's a shame when I guess that's also part of onboarding people to crypto. Crypto is make them realize that life is finite, but not your wallet, and make sure that you have someone in your family that know where to look and what to do on your wallet and value into it.
Yeah, so I'm halfway there. I've told family about various stuff. I don't want to go into too much detail on the internet, but they at
Mhm.
least know who to talk to. They won't know what to do with it, but they know who to talk to, who will know what to do with it. I feel like that's the best I can hope for in my situation.
Yeah, for me, my partner knows, and she know which of my friends to contact if she needs help. That's how I
Perfect.
went about it.
Um, I saw proof of activity on the website, and it's not the first time I've seen that. Can you explain more about that?
For sure, basically, using user activity and everything, we're gonna have like database that record the activity. The activity that's already on chain is gonna be easy to monitor. But that's what we're gonna use in the ceremonies to adjust the emissions of token and maybe reward people and everything. Is gonna be the activity in the world. And I know there was a couple iteration. It's actually a super old concept in a way. I remember in 20 I read about it. I wasn't there at that time, but in I think it's 2014, there was literally a fork of Bitcoin that you could like farm by walking around. But our main goal is if you mint, let's say, the art of an artist, if you play games with your friends and it's not too much activity. Um, every single thing that you do will help define the health of the ecosystem, creating art, content, creating content, helping onboarding people, participating in the governance. That's all going to go into an algorithm, let's say. And from that algorithm, we'll be able to assess the health of society and decide if less reward.
No, but then I might miss it. So like, what are some of the stuff you can do on this? I see like you're talking about mini games. Like, for example, what are some mini games to play? Mini games are always fun.
Yeah, so we were thinking chess as the first one, and then one of our friends made us realize that chess is easy to bot and cheat. Then we decided, okay, we'll do poker because poker nights has been a key part of like NFT community culture and everything. Everybody likes a good like Friday night poker, and it's gonna also help us showcase a bit like the possibility of wagering, how the revenue system is gonna work and everything. So it's a good fit. We're thinking also in the future have like tennis, obstacle course, integrate other projects, apps, games too. So yeah, the mini games, I could keep going forever. Our key games are going to be probably poker, then something where it's more character motion based, where your character move and interacts with the environment and other players. And from there, we're gonna keep building upon that. Yeah, that's about it for games that I can leak right now.
Sorry, just not to interrupt. We've had some people complaining about not being able to hear. So those that who are like present, if you could like do a emoji reaction, like a thumbs up if you can hear, uh, or something like that. But yeah, for some reason, some people can't hear.
I can hear very well.
Okay, so okay, people are saying it's back. Okay. Never mind. Moving on. Can I make a suggestion? I know I'm suggesting a lot of work, so this is like super down the line, but I was picturing like a Mario Party style situation with like mini games and I think that would be really cool.
That's definitely, yeah. I'm just gonna say yeah.
Like I know I'm asking a lot. That's a huge ask there.
No, it's
So you don't have.
definitely on the gaming side that would like be the cherry on top is after like a couple activities, games, be able to bring all that into a unified gaming experience with games similar to a Mario Party could be very, very.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for humoring me. So those are pretty much all the questions I had to ask for you. Is there something else that you want to talk about that I haven't asked you specifically?
Not really. I guess if anybody know our NFT artists or Web3 artists or even artists that are not in Web3, one of the activations that we're gonna have at launch when we go on chain, because right now we're on testnet with the demo, is reach out to us. Also, we would love to have people come and test our demo, join the Discord, drop a little feedback, post, everything. And otherwise, yeah, we're always looking for partner collaborators and people joining and participating. I think we covered a lot of the project right now, most of it.
Awesome. And the testnet, is that live or is that going to be live soon for the general public?
It is live. If you join our Discord right now, it's in the pin post on Solciety profile. I can add it to the pin it to the top.
And is there
You
anything they need to do specifically to get on it, or they just sign up and they're good to go?
they join the Discord. In the Discord, there's a channel called Solciety Portal, and you just click play.
Awesome, awesome, good stuff. Be sure to check that out. It's always fun to try new projects. Oh, there it is. Definitely check that out. Click on that link. But yeah, that just about does it for this week's space. Just as for those who attend our space regularly, we do have a Zeely campaign where you can do tests um, every week where you can listen to it. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. It kind of got deleted, so I have to put it out there. So I'm gonna add it. You're not gonna see it then right now, but in like a minute you will. There will be a Zeely quest related to this space. If you just put in the code be social all one word, all lowercase, and get those XP for participating.
That's cool.
But
I
yeah,
like it.
my name is Matthew Glazos. You know, we hope do this every week, Thursdays at 2. I want to wish everyone a happy upcoming weekend, and I hope they have a great rest of their day. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much for participating today, and it was great to learn about the Solana Social Hub.
A pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.
See you next week.